And it's Watford. Everton stay on 27. Leicester put a little bit of daylight between themselves and the Toffees today. They're on 30. Burnley, nothing for them today. Spurs, 37. Arsenal, 38. Liverpool, 44. Chelsea played a game less than United, give up second. They're on 45. Manchester United into second on 47. And City on 59. So this is how it looks over the next few days. This is Tuesday night. Manchester City play Watford. Channel choices to the right-hand side. All these games live, of course, with us here on beIN Sports. It's Southampton Palace, Swansea City Tottenham, and West Ham West Brom. Wednesday night, just that, but it is worth, I would have thought, joining us for Arsenal and Chelsea. 4K coverage as well as our usual duel on Arabic and English language. And this is the game that was cancelled New Year's Day, moved on police advice because they felt they couldn't provide the security or the safety required as Tottenham and West Ham face each other. That's now Thursday, 22:30 Mecca. Again, there's dual coverage available. At the end of which, everybody will have played 4 games during this period. Your Toffees, Peter, you disappointed?
Yeah, I thought they were poor. I thought once Manchester United stepped it up, there was only going to be one winner. I thought they lacked strength and pace. I can understand in some respects Sam coming in trying to keep it tight, but certainly at home, in front of a crowd which wanted to get behind the team, sometimes it's best to go on the front foot, and they didn't, and they paid the ultimate price.
Did he have, do you think, second half thoughts on the derby game in the FA Cup Friday?
No, I don't think so. I think when Reedy says no, it should be on the front foot. How did they get on the front foot? No, I don't think they actually got the players that can do that. I think he's just going for defensively. And when Manchester United scored, I don't think Everton could do anything different. I think
on the front foot, the only thing I'd say was, like, first off, Balassi got crosses in. There was no one in the box.
Yeah.
Now, listen, he's playing the centre forward and he doesn't get in the box, or the opposite wide man, or Rooney from the middle of the park. That's just what I mean. I mean, and then have a high press. Have a high press at home.
I believe in the high pressing, because one stage they had on the wing, and it's just like there's 3 Manchester United defenders and just one Everton player, wasn't it? So I think in the high pressing, that's.
Listen, I don't think, when I look at it, Everton have got the players or the ammunition. But I think just like Bristol City again, and Palace against
just upset
Man City. Get at them, get on the front, get the crowd going as well. I think we've played against crowds when they're behind you, and especially at that place, Goodison Park, the Great Old Stadium. They lift players, but certainly there was not a shot at goal.
No. For the second consecutive game.
I mean, Sam's a big pal of all of ours, but that's not good enough.
No, it's not. But I think he's realising now what the job is and what it's going to entail. And in a perverse way, as an Evertonian, this isn't too bad for Sam, I don't think. And respect, Richard, that he can certainly go to the owners now and the chairman and say, listen, guys, I've been here 5-6 weeks. You see the type of football we have to play. I need some big money to bring in some as big players as I can to up the level of the quality, because there was a real gulf. I know they didn't play well, United, in the first half. Second half, there was a massive gulf in the quality. Things that Martial and Lingard and Pogba and Mata can do, that there wasn't a player on Everton's side could match that, could do that. And if they don't have a focal point, that's a huge thing. I think it goes. It's okay having a forward, but when you play the ball up to him and it comes bouncing back off him again, it really, if you're a midfield player trying to join up, and every time you go, the ball's gone back over your shoulder again, you're eventually going to stop going. And I think, Everton need to find a way of getting the football forward, but keeping it forward so that the team can get up the football pitch a bit better.
And here are 2 of those players you just mentioned, the captain and the scorer of another very fine goal for Manchester United.
For you, because you were the Premier League man of the match. Jesse, would you do the honours, please?
Here you go, Paul.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, boss. Thank you.
Little large, one these giant Paul Pogba. They should give him the armband now, I would have thought. He's the charismatic leader of that gang, isn't he?
Absolutely, he's the future, isn't he? He's at the perfect age. He plays in the perfect place on the football pitch to influence not only with his performances but verbally as well, and pull people around. Yeah, I cannot think of someone. He's got to play every game when he's fit, isn't he? He's got to play in every big game, so why not?
2-0 then. First goal from Anthony Martial with an assist from Wayne Rooney, which used to be the case, of course, when he wore red. But from here, United spring. That wasn't his best moment in the game, was it?
Just got caught under his feet, and then he square ball, and then United are at them. But if you look at this now, there's a lot of blue shirts back there, and they're too deep. When it comes here, they can't get the block on. So sometimes you know you've got to be brave defending. I mean, one of the centre halves going so deep for there. He's got too much time on it. He's got too much time on it.
I think we're too deep, Peter, from the minute Wayne loses the ball.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? If you're 20 yards further up the pitch, we didn't engage them once.
No,
From the moment he lost the ball, there wasn't anyone engaged a Manchester United player
who could not get anywhere near the ball to shut it down. It's a great finish. Not taking anything away from the goal. It's fantastic, but I'm just talking from an Everton point of view. You know, when like we're having a go at Wayne for losing it, but it's in the final third. You know, so they've got a lot to do to stick it in the back of the net.
As soon as he lost it, they just went back to the defence and they dropped too far deep. Yeah.
But great goal from Manchester United.
Was the second better?
That's good, I think, yeah.
It's a goal, but no one lays a glove on them again.
No.
I mean, you know, it's too easy. I mean, Keane, he goes past Keane, well, as though he's not there. Look, I mean, this isn't... do me a favour. You know what I mean? He's going with the wrong foot.
I don't think any of the centre-backs. I don't think Ashley Williams...
he goes with the wrong foot.
Look at Ashley Williams come out there.
Yeah, correct.
I'm sorry.
I mean...
Do a little bit better.
I should be eulogising about that finish because it is great.
Yes,
but,
you're right.
I mean, have you seen that? That is poor defending, isn't it?
No,
I mean,
don't sit in the fence. What do you think?
I tell you what, that was like me against Luton in the semi-final. Have a look at this, Ant. Just have a look at this. Have a look at this now. How can you tackle with that foot?
Oh, just send them one way down the line, whatever.
Yeah, then Williams turns his back, doesn't he, without...
Yeah,
really
they both go with the wrong foot. Williams then comes in and tries to do the exact same sort of tackle. It's great play. But listen, Lingard's hot. He feels confidence. He's playing with that authority that you get when you're scoring goals. Yeah. And he wouldn't have taken that finish on maybe a couple of months ago.
Teams always have a favourite end. What was your favourite end, Ian, at Goodison to score goals?
Both ends, really.
Yeah.
I knew he was going to say that. I knew.
By the way, we're not feeling great as it is without you throwing.
I knew you were going to say that.
I'm just looking forward to Friday now.
Yeah, after that.
Do you remember how many exactly in the derby? 16 or something, was it?
No, 20.
Oh, was it more than that, was it?
25, I think. I'm not counting though.
No, you're not good.
2-0 Manchester United at Goodison tonight. Here is Jose Mourinho with beIN Sports' Matt Critchley.
We have to accept. I believe you make the decisions, but I also believe that some clubs or some managers, they have good friends in the right chairs, and I don't have them.
Thank you, Jose.
Right, thank you.
No. No, Jose. It doesn't work like that. It just doesn't. And as I've always said, if this period or the schedule of European games bothers football clubs, that they are the shareholders of the Premier League. They make the decisions. So it's the guy upstairs that you should be talking to, Ed Woodward, and tell him to fix it. But it doesn't work like that, does it?
No, it doesn't work like that. Everyone knows what goes on there. The fixtures are out there, and as I've said, they've been unlucky this year. I would have to concede that they have played with shorter gaps.
Well, hold on. What about the year that David Moyes took charge and he was furious about the opening 6 games that he had to confront? And he was criticised from all quarters.
Yeah.
I think when you're manager of Manchester United, and let's have it right, the viewing figures when Manchester United are on, massive. It comes with the territory.
Of course it does.
It's not his fault that the most probably watched worldwide. I think...
but it will be his fault soon that they're not, if he keeps serving up what he has done in recent weeks. But that was after United's 2-0 win at Goodison. Here's Sam Allardyce.
It's in, so we're on our way.
Thanks, Sam.
Thank you.
Whatsoever, yet.
Well, the game's just finished.
According to beIN Sports sources. Thank you, Peter and Ian. Make a date. We're all back tomorrow. Hope you are. Well, some of us.
Happier than you would imagine that an Everton fan, as you would think he would be with that. Anthony Martial with the first of the goals for Manchester United. The difference in performance between the first and second half was marked.
They found another gear, you know, from within the first minute. Matt has a shot, Rojo has a shot, as if Jose had told them to step it up. As dull as the first half was, there was so much to enjoy in that second half.
Let's take a look at that first goal then from Anthony Martial. Well, what did you...
Where I think in the central role right now, he gets lost in the game.
I think that, listen, he can play in a lot of position. I said it when he first arrived. For me, he's not a holding midfielder. He can play in a lot of position, but that's why he's at his best in that position. That was vintage Juve Pogba. Every time Lingard was making that early run inside, he was occupying that position on the left. And when you go back on your right foot, I used to go on the left myself, you can ping a ball on the other side, you can play that reverse pass, you can play a cute 1-2, you can dribble past people, as we saw he did the whole second half. When he plays at that level, there, he is almost unplayable. And I think he changed the second half. He went up to a certain level where the team, that's what you do actually as a captain. You said to your team, hey, guys, follow me, I'll show you the way. Great goals from, don't get me wrong, great goals from Lingard and Martial, sorry. But when he plays like that, Pogba, and when he plays on the left, coming in, being kind of free, if I can say, is very difficult to stop him. But today he acted like a captain. That's very important too.
Let's get the thoughts then of Jose Mourinho. He's with Jeff Shreves.
Trouble, yes. But Everton was in trouble. Not United. I'm sure he would like to have all the players around and pick and choose. But you still had quality there.
Every manager wants more and better players, but Jose Mourinho is not going to get too many sympathy votes from English football. You know, you can go out and spend 200 million on two players. I don't think too many people will be feeling sorry for him tonight that, you know, two big players were missing. It's Man United after all. Man United are one of the biggest, richest clubs in the world, if not the richest club in the world. They carry a big squad. They're in all the competitions, but that is the price on the ticket. Injuries come along to everyone during the season. You know, it should affect him less than it affects anybody else. So I think his complaints or pleading for some sympathy will fall on deaf ears, simply because it's Man United and have a great big squad that's filled with top players. I don't see where he's coming from with that argument.
And it was a win for Manchester United, 2-0 against Everton at Goodison Park. That's now back. Graham, do you get the impression that Sam Allardyce is another manager who'd like to buy some firepower in January?
As I said, every manager's the same. You know, they want more and better players.
Do Everton need a
definitely,
striker?
Yeah. I mean, he went in there, they got the initial surge and they've picked up some results. In the last two games, there'll be a wake-up call to all Evertonians. I mean, they're not out the mire. You know, we're halfway through the season. They've had the lift of a new manager coming in. He will get them organised. They are lacking firepower. You can see that. A bit of a mystery why Sigurdsson wasn't brought on sometime during the game today, because he is a real threat. But they don't carry much of a threat. And, you know, you can't ride your luck all the time. Against United, in the second half, it was just a matter of time before United got their goals.
They didn't have any shots on target. That's the third time this happened this season, Thierry. Two of them have come under Sam Allardyce.
Having since the beginning of the season, and Rooney is on 10 goals. As soon as he came off, who was going to score for them? You know, it was always going to be a difficult one.
It's a conundrum, isn't it? Because he's not got the legs he had before Wayne Rooney. He has a presence. He is capable of coming up with something special. But you see when McCarthy came on, the extra energy lifted the team, it lifted the crowd. So it's finding I don't suspect Wayne Rooney will play in every game Everton plays this year. But, you know, it's a balancing act. When you're needing energy and you're needing young legs in there, Wayne won't give it to you, but another side of the coin, he'll give you a bit of something special when it's needed.
It's an easy question to ask, especially when players come on like McCarthy, as you said, and change the game without Everton managing to get anything from it. But should he have started with McCarthy, do you think?
Well, I think he was in a situation of playing Wayne Rooney against Man United. And yes, he changed the game a way that you don't usually expect, because he was putting his footing and winning challenges. But we're talking about creativity, and they were lacking a tiny bit of it. But then Sigurdsson doesn't come on. That's, for me, weird. I don't know, maybe he had something, a knock or something, but I just think that, you know, the money that you spend on him, and we all know what he can provide. And did he start ever so well for Everton? Maybe not, but if you give him maybe a 10, 15 minutes before the end, he might have created something, but he stayed on the bench.
See, he's the biggest threat they've got, Sigurdsson. You know, he's got a cute pass. He gets shots off from tight angles. And at 1-0, you think, get him on because you're losing the game anyway. It's not a case. I understand Sam's thinking. Sigurdsson, maybe when you don't have the ball, he's a bit of a passenger. He doesn't give you as much in terms of working hard to get the ball back. But if you're a goal down, you've got to, if you're going to lose 1-0, you might as well lose 2 or 3-0. And he is, for me, the most creative player they have in their squad. So that was a bit of a mystery.
A couple of defeats on the bounce for Sam Allardyce. He does seem to have got Everton into a position where they're a lot more comfortable, certainly, than they were. Are they comfortable enough just yet?
You can be. Kelly, you can't be. It's Christmas. Christmas just gone, start of the new year. You know, as a manager, you're always thinking the worst case. You're thinking you could lose a couple of players to suspension or an injury to one of your key men. They're going to be involved. It's going to be nip and tuck for Everton, because you can see tonight they don't carry much of a threat. And we spoke about Brighton and Bournemouth, and all these teams are well organised. They don't look vulnerable, but the other end of the pitch, where you're looking for the creative spark, the ones that get you the goals, they don't have a lot of that. But they're not alone. Everton are like that, Brighton are like that, Bournemouth are like that, another Huddersfield are like that. It's the hardest thing to get in football, is that man that can get you goals regularly.
Let's take a look at what's coming up for you on Sky Sports. This evening you can see the game of the day, Burnley against Liverpool. That's at 8:30 on Sky Sports Premier League. And whatever happens tonight in the World Championship darts final, it's going to be a huge story. Phil the Power Taylor taking part in his last World Championships, and Rob Cross taking part in his very first. They go head-to-head in the final next on Sky Sports Darts. Thank you very much to Graham and to Thierry for their company today. It was a draw earlier on, but Everton were beaten 2-0 at home by Manchester United at Goodison Park.